Thanks for joining us. I'm Paula Ebben with a WBZ News Update. Our top stories: the state is closing one of its prisons, MCI Concord. The Department of Corrections says the medium security men's prison is only about halfway full. All 300 inmates and correctional officers will now be transferred to other prisons by the end of this summer. The Suffolk County District Attorney just officially announced a new animal abuse task force. This is a development the WBZ I-Team broke last week. This task force will centralize several agencies involved in animal abuse cases. Data from the Massachusetts trial court shows the number of animal cruelty cases went up by more than 70% over 3 years. Another day of striking for teachers in Newton, so that means another day families have to find alternative childcare while contract negotiations go on. The union now has $75,000 accrued in fines, and if they don't stop the strike by 8 o'clock tonight and agree to go back to school, they'll get an $100,000 fine. Both sides say there was no significant progress made in negotiations yesterday. Let's get a check of the forecast now with Jacob Wycoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the next 48 hours, we're going to be in the 40s and 50s. It's just going to take a little while to get to that point. We are going to trend milder, but also wetter as you go into Thursday and Friday. Saturday's definitely the pick of the weekend with mainly dry conditions for Saturday. And it's not until we get into Sunday and part of Monday that we have some storm potential. And that could be rain or snow depending on where you are. We'll get to that in just a second. But we are tracking a few light showers as you go out towards the Cape and Islands. Elsewhere, we're just left with really gloomy, foggy conditions, a little bit of drizzle falling from the sky, especially as you go into Worcester County, Northwest Middlesex County. We could see a few areas with a little bit of freezing potential, but otherwise, as we get closer to Boston, nothing organized falling from the sky, but when you drive into that fog, we could see that changing. Now, just into the Weather Center, we did have the National Weather Service continuing to kind of pull back on some of those winter weather advisories, and just in, they've removed Worcester County and Northwest Middlesex County out of the winter weather advisory. So that obviously means that the threat for freezing is basically behind us. We could still see a couple areas. Worcester at the airport sitting at 32 degrees. But the interesting thing about freezing rain is it's one of those things that sort of feeds upon itself. In order to get ice to form, it's an exothermic reaction, so it actually expels heat, and that causes the environment around that little piece of ice to warm up, and so it melts away. So it's actually hard to get freezing rain right at 32 degrees to actually be a big issue. 35 in Boston, 34 in Bedford and Lawrence, and 36 into parts of Norwood. We will see temperatures increasing into the overnight. You see temperatures in the 30s. We wake up with temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Obviously no freezing threat there. Thursday morning will be mild. Same story into the midday. There will be clouds around. There will be some showers. But overall, Thursday during the daylight, it's not going to be too bad. Friday, we wake up with more showers that will move on in. Our hour-by-hour forecast takes us into the upper 30s. Notice temperatures increasing the later into the evening we go. You're going to go to bed with temperatures in the 40s and wake up with temperatures that are in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s. There will be some scattered showers around for tomorrow. I would say during the daylight, we may be able to see some dry time that you could get outside and go for a walk. Saturday is definitely the pick of the weekend, with Sunday some rain and snow that will be moving on in. And a quick check of your 7-day forecast features that next weather alert for your Wednesday, Thursday back into the low 50s. And by the time we get into Friday, mid 40s for highs, and we're still dealing with some of those shower activity. Sunday night into Monday, we have more snowflakes in the forecast. Paula, back to you.
Jacob, thanks. I'm Paula Ebben. This has been a WBZ News Update.